What if you could visit the hottest, coldest, darkest, and most violent places in the universe? Some worlds are so hot that metal would instantly vaporize. Others are colder than anything naturally found on Earth. There are storms larger than entire planets, oceans made of lava, and objects so dense that a single teaspoon would weigh billions of tons. These aren't scenes from science fiction. They're real places discovered by astronomers. Here are the most extreme places in the universe. Let's begin. Number 1. Kelt 9b, the hottest planet. Imagine standing beneath a sky glowing brighter than a welding torch. That is Kelt 9b, one of the hottest planets ever discovered. Its daytime temperature reaches nearly 4,300 degrees Celsius, or almost 7,800 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hotter than many stars. In fact, some red dwarf stars are actually cooler than this planet. Kelt 9b orbits its star once every 36 hours, meaning an entire year lasts less than 2 Earth days. The planet is so close to its star that molecules cannot survive. Water doesn't exist. Clouds don't exist. Even metals like iron and titanium are ripped apart into individual atoms. Astronomers believe the planet is literally evaporating as powerful stellar radiation strips away its atmosphere.
Every second, enormous amounts of gas escape into space. Kelt 9b is less like a planet and more like a glowing ball of vaporized rock. Number 2. The Boomerang Nebula, the coldest place in the universe. Space is already unimaginably cold. The average temperature between stars is about minus 270 degrees Celsius. But one place somehow became even colder. The Boomerang Nebula has a temperature of roughly minus 272 degrees Celsius. That's only about 1 degree above absolute zero, the coldest temperature physically possible. It is actually colder than the cosmic microwave background, the faint heat left over from the Big Bang. How? A dying star at its center is ejecting enormous amounts of gas at incredible speeds. As the gas expands, it cools dramatically, creating the coldest naturally known place in the universe. If you could somehow survive there for even 1 second, every atom in your body would almost completely stop moving.
Number 3. Jupiter's Great Red Spot, the biggest storm. Earth's strongest hurricanes can last for weeks. Jupiter has a storm that has lasted for centuries. The Great Red Spot is approximately 16,000 kilometers wide. That means Earth could fit inside it, and not just barely. Its winds exceed 680 kilometers per hour, faster than almost any tornado on Earth. Scientists first observed this gigantic storm over 350 years ago. Nobody knows exactly why it has survived for so long. Unlike hurricanes on Earth, it never passes over land. There is nothing to slow it down. The storm continuously feeds on Jupiter's turbulent atmosphere. Although it has slowly been shrinking in recent decades, it remains the largest known storm in our solar system. Number 4. Olympus Mons, the biggest volcano. Mount Everest stands almost 9 kilometers above sea level. Olympus Mons rises about 22 kilometers high. That's nearly 3 times taller than Everest. Its base stretches more than 600 kilometers across. If placed over France, it would cover a huge portion of the country. Because Mars has much weaker gravity and lacks moving tectonic plates, volcanoes could continue growing for millions of years. Standing on its summit, you wouldn't even see the base. The curvature of Mars would hide it below the horizon. Olympus Mons is so enormous that it barely looks like a mountain from the ground. It looks like an entire continent rising into the sky.
Number 5. Neptune, the most violent winds. Neptune receives about 900 times less sunlight than Earth. You might expect it to be calm. Instead, It has the fastest winds in the solar system. Some reach more than 2,100 kilometers per hour. That's nearly twice the speed of sound. Scientists still don't fully understand why these winds are so powerful. Despite receiving very little solar energy, Neptune somehow generates enough atmospheric energy to drive gigantic storms across the planet.
If a commercial airplane tried to fly through these winds, it wouldn't stand a chance. Number 6. A neutron star, the most dense object. Now let's leave planets behind. When a massive star explodes as a supernova, its core can collapse into a neutron star. Imagine squeezing something heavier than our sun into a sphere only about 20 kilometers across. The result is almost impossible to imagine. 1 teaspoon of neutron star material would weigh roughly 6 billion tons. That's approximately the weight of Mount Everest. Its gravity is so intense that if you fell onto its surface, you would hit it at a significant fraction of the speed of light. Fortunately, no human will ever experience that.
Number 7. A black hole, the darkest place. Black holes are not simply dark. They are places where gravity becomes so strong that not even light can escape. The boundary is called the event horizon. Cross it, and there is no return. Near a supermassive black hole, time itself begins to slow down. If you spent 1 hour close enough to its immense gravity, years could pass for people far away. Some black holes contain the mass of billions of suns, yet all of that matter is compressed into a surprisingly small region of space. These are among the strangest objects ever discovered. Number 8. The loudest place without sound. Space is silent. There is no air to carry sound. But astronomers discovered something remarkable. The supermassive black hole in the Perseus Galaxy Cluster generated the largest known pressure wave in the universe. If space contained air, it would produce a sound about 57 octaves below middle C. That's far below the range of human hearing. It would take millions of years for a single wave to pass by. The explosion released more energy than millions of supernovae combined. Even in total silence, the universe can still create the largest sound ever detected.
The universe constantly challenges our imagination. The more we discover, the stranger the universe becomes. Which of these extreme places surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoy incredible facts about space, nature, and science, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.